Hello, everyone, and welcome to co-creating your 2017 with Howard Martin. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. If you wouldn't mind just typing into the chat box if you can hear me, that would be lovely. Oh, excellent, excellent. I see people, I'm going to test the for Howard and Amber here. So I think I've turned Amber on. Amber, can you say something, please?
I'm happy to say something. Hello, everybody.
Okay, and I guess we should turn Howard on too, right? So
Yeah, we might.
it might be a good idea. He's a
Hi,
lead.
Corey. Hi, Susan. Hi,
So
Lisa.
Howard is about to. There we go. Howard, can you say something?
Hello, Shamir. Hello, Amber, and greetings to everyone who's on our call tonight.
Oh, wonderful. We have a lot of folks on the call right now, and I don't want to wait too long. I think we need to respect everyone's time. So it's 6:01. Let me start out by saying welcome to co-creating your 2017 with Howard Martin and HeartMath Techniques. And what I'd like to do is first of all take this quick moment to introduce Howard. He's a man who needs no introduction, but let me take a moment and do that anyways. Howard Martin is the Executive Vice President of HeartMath LLC. He is also the co-author of the HeartMath Solution Book and is also a Global Coherence Initiative Steering Committee member. He is one of the original leaders who helped children found HeartMath and has been with the organization since its inception in 1991. He serves as a key spokesperson and an executive. In 1999, he co-authored with Doc Children the HeartMath Solution, published by Harper San Francisco, which is considered to be a classic and the definitive work on intelligence of the heart. Howard is also a contributing author of the new book, Heart Intelligence, Connecting with the Intuitive Guidance of the Heart. Now, Howard played a key role in launching the Global Coherence Initiative, a science-based co-creative project to unite people in heart-focused care and intention to facilitate the shift in global consciousness from instability and discord to balance, cooperation, and enduring peace. He has served as a steering committee member and spokesperson for GCI since its inception in 2008. During his career with HeartMath and the Global Coherence Initiative, Howard has been instrumental in delivering practical yet dynamic programs to tens of thousands of people in audiences worldwide. Because of his universal appeal, he has conducted keynote presentations and training programs for Fortune 100 companies, government agencies, and all four branches of the U.S. military, as well as school systems, ecumenical organizations, and for publicly promoted events in over 50 cities or four continents. He is a member of two important and prestigious organizations, Transformational Leadership Council, an exclusive organization founded by author Jack Canfield that is made up of leaders in the field of personal, organizational, and social transformation, and Evolutionary Leaders, a group of select global visionaries founded by Deepak Chopra. As a key spokesperson, Howard does approximately 75 media interviews and webinars annually, including all of the major U.S. television networks, internationally syndicated radio, major magazines, and numerous documentary films. He speaks internationally on developing the new intelligence needed to navigate life through these changing times and the importance of creating global coherence. And now I'll be happy to introduce Amber Wolf, who's going to be the one asking questions uh, to Howard. So Amber Wolf has been committed to and practicing holistic healthcare and education since 1982. Completing her PhD in holistic science and alternative therapies, Dr. Wolf is a certified cranial sacral therapist, certified somatic therapist, trained quantum touch practitioner, licensed minister, a yoga instructor and Pilates instructor, a matrix energetics practitioner, and certified laughter yoga leader. She's a member in good standing of the American Craniosacral Therapy Association, the International Association of Healthcare Practitioners, and a member of APMP, which is the Associated Massage and Bodywork Professionals. Dr. Wolf has been inspired to create 9 healing and meditation albums, and her voice has special and unique healing attributes that combine with carefully selected music and binaural beats to assist you in your journey of personal empowerment and transformation. Is there anything that I'm missing, Amber?
I think that's enough. That's enough about me. Let's get on with this interview with Howard. That's who we want to talk about. Good evening, Howard Martin.
Hello, Amber. Good to be with you again. Thanks, Shamir, for all that you put into these programs and to the upcoming event we have in Boulder next month. And I want to welcome everybody who's taking their time and giving us their attention for Amber and I to have a conversation. So appreciate that very much wherever you are right now listening around the world.
Well, I'm really excited about our topic. And let me say that my life has become more about doing radio interviews like this, people interviewing me and me interviewing others, but 75 a year. And the quick math is that's more than one a week.
That's right. Sometimes there's two or three in a day.
Oh my word!
Me. And well, you know, it is work in the midst of everything else that I do. But actually, I think it's an honor and a privilege to have an opportunity to share with people and to have the platform that I do have, because so many people can be reached this way through these kind of mediums. Nothing replaces the feeling of being with somebody in a live event, but certainly the new technology we have today and the access I've been given to it is something that I really appreciate and honor and respect and try to put my whole heart into every time I do an interview.
No, I agree with you 110%. It actually is my favorite thing to do. I feel the energy that is created by the community of the people that are listening. And for me, what a great gift that is. So I'm very excited about our topic, co-creating 2017 using HeartMath techniques. The last time we spoke, we talked about this wave of intention that happens around the first of the year when everyone is making their New Year's resolutions, and how that doesn't always go very far. But with these techniques that you're going to talk about and hopefully later lead us through, we can have those good intentions become more than that. We can have them actually stick with us and be life changes. And that's what those having tools that are simple and profound, those two words together, for me, that's what has come with the more I learn about HeartMath. So if you would be so kind, Howard, would you talk a little bit about that, about how we're going to use this energetic intention of the beginning of the year and HeartMath techniques, and how that will take us into our event in Boulder?
Yeah, I'd be glad to. First of all, let me talk a little bit about where I think many people in the world are today, like right now. We just finished 2016, and as I was watching the end of the year come, I kept seeing news articles and things being said on television shows about, thank God we're getting this one over with. Like let's put 2016 behind us. So for many people, it was not a year that seemed very pleasant. And now we move to a different year, but it's just a calendrical change. The same world exists that was existing on January 31st that December 31st that exists on January 1st. So in our minds and in our hearts, in a way, there's a shift that occurs, and we try to take advantage of that. We want things to be new. We want things to be different. And so that's where I think the genesis of setting New Year's resolutions comes from, is an opportunity to step back and to assess, and to decide what needs to change, and then to make some inner commitments to seeing those changes actually manifest. And that's a very, very good thing. But for many people, New Year's resolutions happen sort of at a surface level. And there's something that people can think, but they don't really, have a whole lot of emotional commitment to it. And so therefore, the resolution is just something that they think about and then they move on. it has to be rekindled and rebooted in a sense. Rebooting just like you reboot your computer from time to time, to reconnect with those inner commitments that you were getting from your own heart, your own intuition, as you move from one year to the next. I'll use myself as an example. Lots goes on here. A lot of things go on here at HeartMath. It's a very dynamic, changing organization. We're in the midst of, not just an evolution right now at HeartMath, but a revolution. Many things are changing. New things are going to be offered to people. New programs, new products, new ways of looking at what HeartMath is. New branding of HeartMath. It's just a lot of things going on. And as I moved into, the latter part of December, I noticed in myself and my colleagues there was this pressure, this push that was going on to try to get everything done. And it was actually, almost as if the holidays were going to be an interruption in something rather than something. Wait, I noticed that in myself, and I noticed it, as I mentioned, in my colleagues. So part of my resolution was, look, I want this next year to have more flow and more ease, for it to be a gentler process with forward movement, forward momentum taking place, of course, staying focused on the things that we need to do and adding energy to those things. But I don't want it to be a driving, pushing kind of feeling this year. And so that's the resolution. So I coming back into work in early January, in the first couple of days, hey, guess what? That was hot. Everything was fine. The meetings really went well. It felt less stressful. There was less tension, and I could see all that, manifesting just like I wanted it to. But you go a week or so in, like where we are now, and that has to be rekindled. Now things are complex again. Now the plate's full. Now things are busier. So you have to step back and go, wait a minute, a week and a half ago, I had a different approach to this. I cannot let that erode now. So it has to be brought back to life. Now, here's something else I've learned about resolutions. A lot of times, if they're just good thoughts, they don't have much chance to sustain themselves. Thought derives its power from emotion. In other words, we have to have emotional agreement with our thoughts for them to take on the life that they need to take on. So for instance, let's use New Year's resolutions. If we really say, yes, I need to change something, just our thoughts that are saying that, kind of like knowing that we do, or is there truly an emotional connection to what we want to change? Something that feels right to us, that feels connected to our true authentic self. That will make the difference. Often, not often, but in times I've said this, the diet plan that works best for anyone, the most amazing diet plan in the world, guaranteed to help people lose weight, is the one that people really commit to. The methods can change, but it's the commitment to that that really makes the difference. And that's true of any type of resolution, not just about physical things, but about inner attitudes that need to change. Changes that we want to make that help us grow. Changes that we want to make in how we relate to others and how we relate to the world. All that requires a strong connection to our core. And that's part of what HeartMath tools and techniques do. You mentioned a minute ago, Amber, that they're simple yet profound. Well, the simplicity aspect of them I think is real important, because in these times, with the speed of change moving so quickly, and with all of us feeling an inner pressure, and with all of us faced with an uncertain world, we have to have tools and techniques and methods that work quickly and that don't require as much time as, say, they did in the past, for us to step back and take a long time to connect with something and figure something out. So what we've done at HeartMath is try to make that process more applicable to these times, and one of the ways we've done that is to try to make things simple. So let me let you ask me another question. I'm sure that was a long answer to the question that you asked, but I think that's kind of where we are right now with resolutions. And the key point in what I just said is we have to have emotional agreement with our intentions, and that we have to reboot them regularly for them to have a chance to anchor in and sustain themselves to really manifest in our lives.
Oh, I love that. That somehow we feel like, oh, I'll use myself again, as you did. I feel like if I say it once, and then so it will be. But it's not like that. No matter how good my intention is to whatever it is, it's not enough to just say it once. it does need to be rebooted, and not with the kind of stuff that, we say, oh, I really should have gone to the gym. I said I was going to. Well, tomorrow I'll go. And that whole, guilt tripping yourself and all that, because I don't feel that doesn't come out of a place of real emotional commitment. It comes out of I should. So when we have, that idea of rebooting your commitment, I love that. I mean, what doesn't need that? Anything. It's like you can't eat from a fridge until you have to replace the food. That needs to be rebooted, and you have to change the oil in the car, but we don't seem to think we need to do that with our own intentions. So
here's how rebooting works. If I may, Amber, jump in, give you a little bit more, me and our listeners, a little bit more on rebooting. Rebooting is something that can become, let's say, a very positive habit. In other words, it doesn't take but a moment to step back and start to reconnect with something, whether it's the big commitments that you've made or the commitments that you made for the day, or just to rekindle a feeling and connection to your heart. I do things like this. I can be in a meeting and the meeting's moving along pretty fast, and I come out of that meeting and I realize, well, there's a little static buildup here, and I've got to go into another meeting in 15 minutes. Well, I can, in that 15-minute time, I've got a choice right there. I can spend all 15 minutes of it pulling my phone out of my pocket, checking my emails. Or I can take 5 minutes of that time and I can walk away from that, keep that phone in my pocket, focus in the area of my heart, breathe through that area, pull in more of my own true connection to my intuition and my spirit, and just find a stillness in myself just for a minute or two. And then recommitting to, okay, the next meeting, I want to make sure that I'm carrying forward that ease and that flow, that dignity, and how I want to participate in this meeting, the role that I play in it, the leadership I provide, and reconnect with that feeling inside myself, and then go back into what I do. And if you do that a number of times during the day, that's what rebooting is. It's a conscious choice to slow down for a minute or two in the midst of your daily activity and reconnect with feelings and emotions and intuitional commitments that you've made in the past.
Wow, that's great. And, I love these wonderful, simple yet profound, I'll say it again, techniques that, you don't have to go anywhere else. You don't have to change your clothes into another outfit. You don't have to, do anything different, except, and this is maybe where a lot of us stumble, is have the presence of mind to do it. So is there any advice you can give about that, about how do we, bring that up? Do you use a sticky note on your desk that says reboot before the next meeting?
Well, there's different things people can use to help create the trigger. What it needs to become, though, is just like anything else. You create certain habits that become just sort of natural. You don't have to think about them as much. One of the simplest ones that I bring up sometimes is things like brushing your teeth, right? Do you really have to discipline yourself to do that? Do you have to think about that? Like, wait a minute, really have to go, no, it's something we do in the morning, we do before we go to bed. Some people do it more than that. It becomes a general habit. Now, to create that habit, first of all, requires the desire to want to have it. That's a commitment. That comes from your heart. That comes from that core of who you truly are, the real you. And then you can do things like sticky notes, or you can put reminders for your phone to do a little beep. I have an Apple Watch, and there's a little program there that is called Breathe, and it goes off and it reminds me to breathe. Well, I use that not every time. I might not be in a convenient situation when it goes off, but also it does keep me in touch with a reminder that I need to keep rebooting, keep that connection to my heart. So people can use their own creativity to find ways to set up little practice plans for themselves, where they create triggers, where they create games, in a sense, that they play with themselves in order to build a habit. And after a certain point, when it becomes more natural, there's an ease and a flow to that as well, where it doesn't feel like this big discipline or this big pattern interrupt to do things like reboot and reconnect. But use your own creativity and whatever is convenient for you and the type of life that you live. To set up a little game with yourself to find ways to reconnect with what I said earlier, with your own heart.
I love that. Thank you. That is a very, very valuable piece of information. And yeah, I'm doing it. I'm starting right away. That's a resolution that it will be easy for me to get behind. I am a person that reminds themselves to breathe, but I don't bring my heart into that breath. So that will be the new thing for me, will be when I do that and think of it as rebooting, that I do the HeartMath breath, which maybe in a little bit we can talk a little more about. I wanted to ask you, Howard, about the HeartMath relating the heart to energetics, and why, it's really for me the foundation of HeartMath. Why the heart in our world, and what is it that we've been missing all these years?
Well, as I've often said in interviews, it's like the science that we've done in HeartMath is something we have become famous for, and it's been a great contribution to the world, I think. And there's more ongoing research that I'll be sharing some of that when I'm doing live presentations, like I am in Denver, in Boulder, excuse me, next month. But I think that what we've been missing are the qualities of heart. The speed of change, and the tension and the stress and the separation, the duality, the conflicts that we have in the world today have sort of driven us away from putting the qualities of the heart at the forefront of how we relate to life. And they are qualities, Amber, like just being kinder to people, certainly exercising more patience, not having everything feel so urgent, but being more patient, letting things unfold. That's a quality of the heart. Certainly the demonstration of more overt characteristics of heart, like really putting more care into things, having compassion for other people, not just empathy and sympathy, but that real core, beautiful, pristine compassion. Obviously love would fall into that category. But do we lead our lives enough with these qualities, or do they get lost in the roar of ambition and survival? And I think there's a longing for people wanting more of that connection to the qualities of their own heart, and to seeing that manifest in life. A lot of the work that I'm doing today is on looking at the emergence of social coherence, of seeing that in the midst of the chaos and confusion and all the problems that are so visible, that there's another much larger momentum moving, where things are changing in a positive way, and people are changing, first of all, within themselves, and then they are cooperating and connecting in new and different ways. So I think that the appetite for what we generically call heart is definitely on the rise. And one of the beliefs that I have in that is that, heart itself, the intelligence of the heart, is what we call it at HeartMath, an intuitive intelligence that we have. It's really much bigger than anything like HeartMath, that's for sure. I think it's part of the evolutionary imperative of our times. It's the new intelligence package that's being offered to us to help us move through these challenges, both personally, societally, and lastly, globally. And I think it's part of something much larger. At HeartMath, what we've done over these 26 years is we've developed a system of methods, techniques, and technology, all underpinned with scientific research. And it was designed, and still is designed, to help people empower themselves through these changing times. So we put some structure around something much larger. And that was our job. That was our mission, is to put together a system that could help people access something that was part of the evolution of humanity and of the world. And so that's what we did. The science in and of itself is just there to help us get a grounded empirical understanding of what's taking place. And that makes things more real. It adds to the power of belief. And certainly it's fun to have that understanding and to have science be a part of what we offer. But in and of itself, it's more than that. It's about evolution of consciousness, evolution of our own awareness, our own intelligence, and then co-creating a new and much better world than the one we exist in today.
Yay, I'm for that. I know that there isn't anywhere on the planet that something bad is going on. It seems like there isn't really a part of the planet that doesn't have some stress.
That's right.
some pain, some suffering. Would you talk for
Yeah.
a minute about global coherence and how that body of suffering can be affected, just like our own bodies can be affected by heart math techniques?
Yeah, what I'd like to do, Amber, if you don't mind, is offer a little preview of some of the science that I'll have an opportunity to share more of when
Love
I'm
it.
in live events, when I've got the
Yeah.
visuals and I've got time and all that. But sort of where the direction of heart math research is going right now. We've done a tremendous amount of research already over these 26 years on a variety of topics, but one of the areas we did a lot of research on, of course, was the physiological communication taking place between the heart, brain, and the rest of the body, heart, brain, body science, and discovering the state of coherence, which is this highly ordered state where all of our systems physiologically are working harmoniously, accompanied by sustained positive emotions and all the benefits associated with coherence that take place. And that research is something that's well established, well known, documented. Research has been done by hundreds of other organizations supporting our research on the same subject. Where heart math scientists are going now, and what they've been involved in the last couple of years, is really doing a variety of different kinds of studies to support the notion of how we increase and develop what we would call social coherence, the coherence that happens between people, between humanity itself. Now, that research generically falls into three buckets right now. One is interconnectivity research, which I think is what you were initially referring to, Amber. And what they're doing is various kinds of studies showing that there is an energetic connection existing between all living systems. Now, the reason to do this research is to show that we are all in this together and that we are all contributing and influencing one another in unseen ways. And I think that's important because it will open up a whole new understanding of how the world works and how society works and how humanity functions by understanding the energetic connections between all living systems. A study that will be published later this year was done with hundreds of people located at various locations around the world wearing heart rhythm recorders 24 hours a day for several months. And there's a huge correlation of data that's showing up now showing that the same changes are occurring in synchronized fashion in the nervous system of these individuals when there are changes occurring in the energetic fields produced by the earth. Let me say that again. When the energetic fields produced by the earth, that means the geomagnetic field and the ionosphere, are going through changes, that there's a synchronized effect happening in people at the same time. In other words, we're all being influenced in similar ways. Our nervous systems, right down to our biology, are responding in similar ways to a global mass effect. That's important. It seems if we are all sort of harmonizing to an inner signal from the planet itself, that we are all synchronized to. That's one type of study, and I'll share more about that. The other one is pretty interesting, and at first I didn't understand its significance. Our scientists have been doing research on trees, looking at the electrical activity taking place in trees. Now, at first I thought, well, that's cute. That's interesting. We're going to do some tree research. I can go out there near the research center and see these electrodes on a redwood tree, but I didn't understand it. Yeah, I didn't understand it fully, but I began to understand it more as I began to hear the researchers, Dr. Roland McCready and others, talk about it. What they found is that there's a lot of electrical energy in trees, and that electrical energy is changing. It is fluctuating. It even appears, for one thing, as if trees have like a circadian rhythm, a day and night cycle of electrical activity. They're also now able to begin to correlate that the tree's electrical activity is changing relative to what the planet is doing. Again, those global energetic fields are influencing the electrical activity in the trees. Research is going on now looking at the effect of human emotion on that electrical activity in those trees. The last part of that research is studying the possibility that trees are actually a good predictor of seismic activity, of earthquakes.
Wow.
Here's why they think that's possible. it's known now that when the pressure is building up in the earth before an earthquake occurs, the pressure on the rocks actually turns those rocks into batteries. They emit electrical energy. And it's believed now that those trees could be, and the ground itself could be detecting that electrical activity as the pressure builds up before the earthquake ever happens. So the tree research now takes on another level of significance. The global understanding of it is that we want to show not only the connection between people and the earth, but between people and nature, between people and animals, that there is this energetic connection taking place between all living systems. And so that's the type of research that's ongoing now. The third type is something that I've just been exposed to recently, which I'm going to learn more about soon. I've been in a couple of experiments actually, is that our researchers now are doing really interesting detailed research on groups of people in normal functioning situations. I've been in an experiment recently where there was about a dozen of us in a room. We were hooked up to heart rhythm monitors looking at changes in a physiological parameter called heart rate variability. We were all connected, dual channel, like sophisticated measurement going on, and we were being monitored in a meeting, looking at changes occurring in us physiologically as various aspects of the meeting unfolded. At certain points in that meeting, we were asked to stop and actually radiate feelings of love, care, and kindness to each other, and to look at the effects that were happening within the context of that group of people as we did that with each other. And then back into meeting mode, and what happens physiologically as we go into those type of conversations where there could be differences of opinion, for example. So they're looking at physiological changes occurring in groups of people in normal interactive scenarios. That's pretty exciting as well. All this tied together will be a large body of research, again, designed to show that we are in fact all connected energetically, and that we have the ability to influence in a positive way the creation of more social coherence in our world through the power of heart-directed, focused intention.
Wow, that's beautiful. I love, we always knew that hugging a tree, that was a great thing to do. But to come from being a hippie tree hugger to this kind of research and knowing that how profoundly and deeply that energetic connection is all through the dirt of the earth and up the roots and into those antenna trees. That
Yeah, and
is
it's
Go ahead.
things we believe. Many people believe this, and it's fine, but what if we have proof? I've often said this, Amber. I've said that when science proves something empirically, what it really does is increase the power of belief. And when the power of belief increases, then means that that belief has got the ability to manifest more, to create and turn things more into reality. So if we know more about something we believe, that yes, we're all connected. Everybody says that. That's great that we say it. It's an intuitional feeling that we have about being connected. But as we begin to show more of that in true evidential form, the power of that belief will come up, and then we'll begin to take things more responsibly and more seriously about the effect we're having on others and our ability to affect positive global change.
I love that. And really we do that, don't we? We know it, but when we know it intrinsically and intuitively, but when we see it proven, we go, yeah, I knew it.
That's right.
And excites us in a way that we really, want to get more deeply into it and really, experience it more. And so we should. So how about if we did some of that right now?
Oh, I love that.
Would we?
Let's do this.
Would we?
I'll just do a little simple meditation. We've got, first of all, let me say what we have here is we have hundreds of us, many hundreds of us right now connected through a shared experience, which is this program. And so whether we're in this country or other side of the world, we are all in a certain way energetically connected right now. And so if we take the power of this shared experience, of this energetic connection that we have, and we focus it a bit more, and then we use it as a form of service to serve humanity, to take our experience now and to offer it to the world to help make things easier for other people. That can be a great way to serve, to make a positive contribution. And so what I'd like to do now is take about maybe only 5 minutes, and let's do a little heart-focused meditation together. And I'll just direct it, without being rehearsed in more of an intuitive sense, direct that shared collective energy as we do it. Does that sound okay?
Sounds wonderful.
Okay. If you're in a position to, and I will do it now even though I'm on video screen, you can close your eyes if you'd like. What I'd like you to do now is I want you to focus just your attention in the area of your heart, the area in the center of your chest. If it's helpful to you, you can put your hand there if you'd like. But just get your attention right in the area of the heart. Now we're going to do something called heart-focused breathing. What I'd like you to do is breathe deeply, naturally, but a little deeper than normal. And as you breathe, I want you to imagine as if your breath is flowing in and out through the area of the heart where you have your focus. So as you inhale, feel the breath coming in through the area of the heart, and then send it right back out through that area. And we'll do that now for about a minute of heart-focused breathing. One of the things I think our world needs as we move into this new year is more manifestation of the spirit of cooperation. That requires a removal of separation, a desire to help, a desire to serve, a desire to share, and to cooperate. So find a feeling inside your own heart right now of cooperation, of letting go, of wanting to cooperate, and wanting to see others cooperate. People, systems, countries, leaders. Just find as best you can the feeling of cooperation, of cooperative spirit. And now continue with your heart-focused breathing and radiate that cooperative feeling out from your heart, out to the energetic field environment that binds us all together. Taking our shared experience now of being connected in this way at this time through this program and sending that feeling out into the world to help other people cooperate more and find more ease and flow in their relationships, whether they be personal or global. Okay, thank you all so very much for that, for
Mm.
taking our collective energy and sending it out to the world as a form of service while we're together in this way. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you, Howard. That was, it feels more than just me doing something, uh, and feeling good and feeling connected and feeling rebooted. I really can imagine that there is a global connection with this energy. As we said right from the very beginning, we all are energetically connected, and in a minute and a half, we help create that. And so that's exciting to me. And what's exciting multiplied is that there are more and more and more of us doing this. So when you come to Boulder, the name of our event is HeartMath Codes for Activating Heart Intelligence. Would you speak to, for a few minutes, exactly what that is?
Am I coming to Boulder? Just kidding.
You're coming to Boulder. You better be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to be, I'm booked at about, I guess, a dozen events where I'll be speaking live this year. And this will be the first one in Boulder on the February 10th and 11th of the year. So by then, I'm going to be champing at the bit to get out there and start doing my new program. I've been working on a new program. I got a lot of new things to say, new experiences to share with people, and I'm coming to Boulder to kick it off. And so I'm really looking forward to that. It's been wonderful so far working with you and Shamir. You guys have been great. We're putting together an amazing event there. I'll be doing a talk on Friday night, followed by an all-day workshop on Saturday. I'll also do a session if any of the people on the call now are HeartMath trainers or HeartMath coaches. I'll be doing a special session with them prior to the start of the event. So it's going to be a big weekend. It's going to be a lot shared, a lot of energy exchanged, and I love these programs. I'm so glad that I have, as I mentioned earlier, the opportunity to do them, but nothing thrills me more than the live events. And I love to be with the people and have the opportunity to meet people and to get a sense of them and to share what I can to help make their lives better and to do, what my mission's always been, which is help to reduce human suffering as best I can.
So, without giving away the weekend, can you give a little bit about what is a HeartMath code?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, HeartMath's a system of techniques, methods, and technology. So what I'll be doing is sharing some of the basic concepts and understandings about, us and our lives in the world with a connection to the challenges and understanding the challenges that people are facing today. Along the way, there will be techniques. I'll be teaching specific techniques from the HeartMath system that are taught in training programs in a variety of societal contexts, everything from personal growth programs like I'm doing with you guys, all the way into U.S. military, professional athletes, Fortune 100 companies, large healthcare systems, proven techniques that have been designed to really help people. So I'll have some of that as well. There'll be science. I'll be sharing some of the science of heart-brain-body communication as well as some of the new science. And in the middle of that, I'll be doing live demonstrations showing the effect of these techniques on our physiology by using our award-winning technology, the Inner Balance Trainer. So I'll be showing people, what's happening in real time. So in a sense, you'll get a very tactical, visceral experience about what you're learning. I'll also talk about things, like the power of positive emotion. These emotions and feelings that we've heard about for so many years and how they're taking on new life now and new importance. And so the whole weekend is designed really to create an opportunity to set a field environment, so to speak, in the context of that event, to give us all an opportunity to make a deeper, more solid and sustainable connection with this magnificent intelligence we have inside, heart intelligence. And intelligence is intuitive, it's high speed, it comes from who we really are. It's that place inside that gives us the ability to move beyond our challenges, to find new ways of dealing with things, and to surprise ourselves and to do things we sometimes think we can't. And so what I want in an event like this is I want people to have that experience. And I don't want it to be, hey, I came to a workshop and I had this experience and then back to day to day. I want to try to create something that's sustainable, that lasts. And I also want to provide next steps for people. Yeah, you came to a Howard Martin program, so what? Now what? But to offer opportunities for continued connection and ways in which you can take HeartMath's work and move it forward for yourself into the world. And so I know that's sort of a generic overview, Amber, of what I'm going to do, but I'm trying to share my intention and my true heart about what I want people to experience, while I'm there.
That's wonderful. If you only did one of those things, it would be a fabulous weekend. And yeah, I'm excited, and it will be. We will have a life-changing. Really, these kinds of things are life-changing. And boy, I really feel that at the beginning of this year, it's a good time to be doing this and really put into effect some changes that are sustainable and do create this wave of beautiful heart love that connects into the world. So thank you so much, Howard. And I'll be picking you up at the airport, and now you know what I look like.
I know what you look like, yeah. And I think, I'll be with you later in the year as well, I believe, when I'm doing
that's right.
I'm doing the keynote at the Chiron conference this year.
Yep, Chiron Summer Light Conference in Big Sky, Montana.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's on the schedule. Yeah. But it starts with Boulder. Let's talk about Boulder a little bit more. I mean, I think that if you are able to make a live event like that, if you're in the region, if you have the ability to come and travel a reasonable distance, please do. Again, one of the things that is on my plate right now, and I say that in a very positive way, is that there are many, I mentioned earlier, many new things happening in HeartMath right now. And one of the things that I've realized is that, we have a very large footprint in the world. We've been doing this 26 years now, and we've accumulated a lot along the way. And we know, you can't put a definitive number on it, but we know for pretty empirically that we've touched the lives in very meaningful ways of probably 5 to 10 million people. Today, our Facebook followers are over 1 million. Just our database alone is over 300,000. There are thousands of HeartMath trainers and coaches around the world. And there's a big community there. And as I step back and look at it, I go, yes, the community is active in many ways, and yes, it's connected in ways, but it could be more active and more connected. So one of the jobs that the other executives here at HeartMath have given me this year is help create a better sense of community with all these people who are connected, in some way to HeartMath. And so that's what I'm trying to do. And the live events are part of that. They're a way in which, I can be with people, where I can begin to create more of that momentum of connection. And it isn't just one way. I don't want HeartMath just to be telling people all about all the things that we have or that we do. I want it to be a conversation. I want it to be a dialogue. I want people to have their own voice within the context of what I consider to be a movement of creating a new heart-based world. And that's what I'm up to. So the live events in Boulder as a kickoff on that are a part of my efforts to help create that heart-connected world and to bring people together into an interesting, exciting, uplifting dialogue. And so that's part of why I'm committed to being on the road this year, is to do exactly that.
Wow, that's beautiful. To create a heart-connected world that is exactly the perfect thing to hear right now in this time of perhaps not such a heart-connected world, but that's what we're here for. We're here to create something beautiful and magical and serviceful. So thank you so much for that, Howard, and thank you for dedicating your life and your time on the road to
it's a joy. I'm glad I'm still able to do it. I'm gotten a little older now. I'm 67 years old, but I still feel like a little kid. And, I still enjoy this so much. I don't have any health issues. I'm still at the prime of my life where I've had time to learn a few things along the way and still got plenty of vitality and energy in me to share them. And so it's a time when I feel like this is important for me to do what I can as one person, one little man tied to a larger system of people here. and then have the opportunity to work with people like you and Shamir, and to all of us together. You know, it takes a village to work together to make an event like this happen, and then to use it in a way that's not only just for our own benefit, but as a service to humanity itself.
Well, I absolutely believe when we are doing our work in the world and we're passionate about it and it's of service, that it really keeps us connected and vital and young.
I know
And
people can see me typing right now. I'm just responding to all the wonderful comments that I'm getting.
that's great.
That's all. I'm not trying to be dismissive
No,
of you at all, Amber.
got it, got it. Well, I think Shamir would like to wind things up here, and I will say my good night to the audience for now, and hope to see as many of you as possible in Boulder. We're gonna have a wonderful heart-based weekend with Howard. And Howard, thank you so much for spending your evening with us, and yay, I'll get to see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
I'll be
Thank you.
about a month from now. Yeah, but you know, looking forward to it. And I want to thank everybody. Thank you, Amber, for hosting this tonight, and Shamir for all that you put into this, and for everybody who's given their time and attention to be here. I mean, I honor that. Everybody's busy today, and you've chosen to listen to this now, or perhaps you're going to listen to it on a download. But you making that choice, and I want to honor you for that as well. And let's all do this together. Let's have some fun. Shamir's going to shut down the party right now, but let's keep it going.
All right.
in our own way.
I'm the bad guy here because I truly was in the zone when you did that amazing thing. That was so amazing, and I saw some notes fly by here. So everyone's amazingly well connected. Everyone is feeling at ease and peace. And I just wanted to, not that we need to give them any more incentive to attend this Boulder event, but thanks to HeartMath folks and Howard for kind of spearheading. We are offering 6 of HeartMath's ebooks. This is your heart care package. 6 HeartMath ebooks for free if you sign up by midnight this Sunday for the Friday and Saturday event. So I will be typing in the link, and you'll also see an email come out with this offer to give you an opportunity to sign up before Sunday midnight. So this is a great. What you gave us, Howard, was amazing. What's going to be covered in the Friday evening and Saturday. There's no way that people will leave that event saying, "Oh, this was a waste of time." I mean, what you've outlined is just amazing. I can't wait. I can't wait. So thank you, Amber and Howard, and thank you all for your wonderful participation and for the engagement. I saw a lot of chat happening, and I honor all of that. So with that, I will say good night. If there's any last words, Howard, you want to say, please
I
do
love
so.
you all. I really do. I
Yeah.
love people, and love people who like yourselves. You represent the hope for our world. People that are interested in things like this, that know you're doing good work out there, you know, to help people. And I want to honor you for that and offer you my love. Hope to see you in Boulder. If not, we'll see you somewhere down the road.
Thank you, everyone, and
Thank you, Howard, and thank you everyone that's listening.
Bye bye now.